Okay, welcome to this week's shooting show. We're at home in Ayrshire hunting roebucks, and it's a continuation of a field test of the Beretta BRX1 rifle, which is Beretta's first entry into the sporting rifle market. Big doe. Yeah. Have a kid somewhere. John, I think with this wind, I'm going to we'll just keep going up. I'm going to go up top, work on the back, and then I think we can work it back down to a circle. See him? He's over that, just over that ridge. Hey! Wait. We'll get this recovered. Kill. Very nice buck. We've got a small plantation here where it's starting to get quite a bit of damage done. So it's an area we just need to concentrate a little bit on. There's some really nice bucks in, so that's a good buck. He would have developed into a really good buck, but there's too many like him, so that's a lovely roebuck, typical Ayrshire roebuck, that nice and long, straight, beautiful summer coat. I mean, little chance to shoot through this sort of scenario, so it's often just where you've got a clear line of sight. He was moving quite purposefully, so I had to stop him, and where I stopped him I just got the neck visible and the head out of a sort of behind a tree, nice backstop into the banking. So the accuracy of the rifle's testament to itself here, bang on the money. Exit wound as it's punched out the other side of the neck, so I mean that deer was instantly dead. So that's the first deer in anger with the Beretta BRX1. Set it up on the range yesterday. Going to do a little bit of field testing of it, just see what it's like, how it performs in the field, and I think so far so good. Very accurate. That demonstrated that on the range yesterday. It was dead easy to zero in, and this is a scenario where you need accuracy. You've got to have confidence to be able to put a round straight into the middle of the neck like that when you haven't got a probably 120 yard shot. So far so good. And the one thing that is really starting to bug now are the flaming midges. They're starting with a vengeance, so we're going to get this quickly galloped out. Maybe try and get a breeze somewhere to do that, because once I open this up the midges are just going to... So we'll drag it down onto the bank, get a bit of breeze close to the road, and then we can just put the deer in the car. Okay, so that's the field test done of the Beretta's entry-level rifle into the sporting rifle market. Long and short of it is really I'm very impressed with the rifle. I've had it out on roebucks and I've had it out on red stags now, so we've had it over the period of sort of a month to 6 weeks. Initially very accurate on the range, rifle came set up, so I just needed a couple of tweaks. What impressed me particularly was the speed and ability to do that, and the shots 4 and 5 just while I was zeroing to an inch high at 100, which is where I always set a rifle. Basically shots 4 and 5 went through the same hole, so on the range the rifle was superbly accurate. But the proof of the pudding, the test of a rifle really is to get it out into field conditions, which we've done now over 4 or 5 stalks. We're in Scotland and we can get 4 seasons in one day. So the first thing any rifle that I would use needs to be is robust, and it needs to be all weather. So particularly good synthetic stock on here. Nice to handle, well balanced, and it certainly feels robust. So in the hands of guests, it's going to stand up to a bit of rough handling, and it will need to do. So from that perspective, I've got no issue. It's really second to third rifle with a straight pull that I've used. I do like the straight pull rifles actually. I found some of them a little bit clunky, but this is really a smooth operation of the bolt. So it's a lovely operation of the bolt, nice and crisp, and the safety mechanism is good also, which is a key feature. Weight wise, weighs in at just over £7, which I think is ideal. You've got a combination of weight and balance, so it's handy to use off the sticks. You've got a nice bit of weight giving you stability, but yet it's not too heavy if you're carrying it around, and you've got sort of 10 or 12 pound on your back. So all in all, a well balanced, well sort of thought out rifle. Something really simple, and I've not seen this before on any rifle I've used, is a nice bright magazine. Easy to find, put it down at night, whatever, while you're messing around grellicking a deer, and you can very easily lose a magazine. So that's a very simple feature, which is quite useful. And price range, it's far cheaper than I would have expected. I'd have thought something that Beretta were making in the rifle category would have been more than 1,500 quid, and that's kind of what these things retail at. So not getting into technical spec because I'm not interested, it bores the backside off me. What I wanted to do is get the rifle in the field from a professional stalking perspective and see how it performed, and it performed very well. Balanced, easy, ergonomic, and shoots extremely accurately. One thing that's crucial in accuracy of the rifle is trigger. You've got 3-stage trigger pressures that you can use this on. It's a really crisp trigger pull. It's just a real nice sort of touch to it. So again, a useful feature, and just sort of complements the accuracy of the rifle all round. Roebuck and a red stag shot in the course of 2 or 3 outings, performs beautifully in the field, so I've got absolutely no issue with it. So for me, this is a good rifle, and I suppose really the only thing that I could say to to sort of complement the rifle is, would I buy one? Yeah, I certainly would. So I think anybody looking for a straight pull rifle in the market would probably do a lot worse than looking at this one.
So today we're going to be shooting over an old pea stubble. I got a phone call off of a mate of mine who farms this ground. He's actually a sheep farmer by trade. And because of the hay situation this year, with it being so dry, he's put a lot of his ground into stubble turnips. So this pea stubble has actually been drilled with stubble turnips ready going into the winter. The stubbles had quite a lot of attraction from the local pigeon population, and he's just a bit twitchy that with them hanging about, as those stubble turnips start to come through, and with it being such an important food source, he just wants me to get on top of them for him, just to hopefully try and reduce the numbers going into autumn and winter. Plan of attack, you've got some small bales, pea straw out here. It gives me a great opportunity to then effectively put myself in the middle of the field, helps me cater for any wind direction, and I can shoot pretty much a 360. Which is a brilliant, brilliant situation. Because of, I've literally just got back from north late last night, so today I'm starting with the Enforcer decoys half shells, purely because I didn't get a chance to get any out the freezer last night, dead birds. I brought a magnet in fairly close to me because I don't want them decoying as such. I'd rather a bit more of a challenging shoot today, a bit more sort of grousey, I suppose you could describe. And hopefully we'll kill a few and make the farmer happy.
There's one in front. Another one there. What's he going to do?
I always take my time. I could have rushed that second shot for the left and right, but you could see he didn't flare off for the first bird I killed. And I could see that it was just going to turn back with the wind. So sometimes the less you panic, the better you shoot. There he is. That's him. Right at the back of the pattern there. There is he, low level, decoy into that long. That's the only problem when you shoot long stuff, is you got at some point you can start losing them as they actually start decoying to birds further in. If you're confident enough to take long stuff on, it does get to a point where you've got to clear up. Talk about these ghillie nets. This is the design fault. The actual net itself works very well, but this material here shines. Oh, there's one there. That caught me out. Saw him a bit late. Talking about that. The nets. Yeah, there is a slight shimmer and a slight shine. Not brilliant for us, and not brilliant for not easy to see through when the sun's off it, but just not ideal if you've got approaching birds. What's that doing? He's coming back here. That's a long one. Here we go, another one coming in here. Yep. Always try and shoot them under a bit of power. 2 stocks in front. Okay, I'm watching those wood pigeons behind. Now you're keeping your focus on what's doing what. And just take that single one out the back. Oh. quite interesting. When you actually get stuck in, you can start, sometimes you surprise yourself actually how far out you are when you're killing them. But if I commit to a shot, I know I'm going to kill it, I'll stay with it and get on with it. So far it's going really well. I wouldn't say it's manically busy, but it's offering some brilliant shooting, different angles, low level, long stuff, close combat stuff, driven stuff cutting back on the wind, well, which is what is just the glorious thing about actually when you're out in the field and shooting in a barrel hide or hide that you've got out in the middle. But yeah, hopefully it just keep trickling along. We're on 52. And hopefully we will get a few more this afternoon, but from a shooting point of view, absolutely brilliant, and obviously doing a good job, hopefully for Nick the farmer. Look at the state of the feathers off of that. So I'm just losing the light slightly, it's just becoming a real sort of dark sort of background, so I'm going to put my amber peelers on just to see if that just helps, if they were clean, just if that helps, just to just help me pick them up a little bit better as they come off that sort of dark cloudy background. A few of them are just on me a little bit early, me seeing them a little bit late, so just going to see if these improve it slightly. It is amazing how much the amber lenses really increases the light. I'm not a big fan of shooting in glasses. If I can get away with it, I will. But you know, they can help. So I'll see if they start to get on my nerves, then I'll take them off. But at the moment, it's just improving that, just absorbing that light, so I can just pick them up a little bit earlier. Okay, so that brings us to an end of a really nice afternoon. Not a massive afternoon, but finished with 81. More than happy with that. Today was about protecting a livestock farmer's crop with his stubble turnips going forward for winter feed for his sheep. So we're not always just protecting arable farmers, we're also protecting livestock farmers.
Okay folks, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like us on the social media platforms. And remember, if you're not a member of BASC, it's time to join. Looking after your sport, looking after you. This has been The Shooting Show.
If you aren't a member of BASC, it's time to join now. BASC, looking after your sport, looking after you.